Hello and welcome to a very special holiday edition of the VR Untethered podcast. It's only me today. Brad is in Mexico again, and he does not have access to stable enough Wi-Fi. And Mikael has the Christmas parties up the wazoo, and is unable to record the podcast today, Saturday the 28th. So, it's yours truly, and today we are running through resolutions. Rather than do what everyone else is doing and do the top 10 or the top 20 apps of the year or whatever, I'm looking forward to next year. And I'm going to suggest apps that might just help us keep our resolutions. One of the biggest resolutions people tend to have is fitness. Getting back in shape. Or getting in shape in the first place, because not everyone starts off in shape. And what typically happens is we get a gym membership, and then a month, 2 months, 3 months later, we're not going anymore. It costs money, the drive, the wearing hot yoga pants when you don't look like you should be wearing hot yoga pants, and just feeling like everyone is judging you and all that, and we end up losing momentum and not going. However, with virtual reality, especially with the Quest and its untethered nature, you can do a lot of stuff at home, get a lot of fitness benefit, and you are naturally motivated to keep going because it's a game. It's fun. It's not going to the gym and going working out. So, that said, take a look at this. We have here the Oculus Store Sports and Fitness section. Now, not all of the apps I'm going to recommend are in this section. Some are more music, but still they are a strong fitness component. We have Synth Riders, and by correlation, Beat Saber. These are both strong fitness apps. Because, as you can see in the picture right there, you can make all sorts of movements. You can dodge. There's some of the maps you have to dodge and duck and step side to side. Same with Beat Saber, and you are moving your arms up and down, left and right, all over the place. So there is a website. I will link to it in the comments that has fitness ratings for a lot of apps, and if I remember right, Synth Riders and Beat Saber and other apps of this general nature get a rating of equivalent to tennis. There we go. And the good thing about Beat Saber, to those of you that are new to the Quest, is even though it's got a hefty price tag for the full version, you have a demo on your device already of Beat Saber, and you can check it out for free to decide if you like it. So, next we have, this is more of a stretching app. It has not so much a fitness app as in it's going to get your heart pumping and it's going to get muscles build, and it's not that kind. Though this is challenging in and of its own right, this is guided Tai Chi. This is a It's been a while. I forget how much it cost initially. I want to say it was $15 or $20, one of those two. And it's a very fun app. It it guides you through Tai Chi like motions, where you have to follow the path laid out for you, um, like that, and it makes you feel like you are doing Tai Chi, which you basically are, and it's gamified in that you get points for how well you keep your hands in the target area, as you can see right there. And there's the global leaderboard, and there's tons of stunning and gorgeous environments to be doing it in. So that's a highly recommended one. It's not as intense as some of the others, though. We have Thrill of the Fight. This is as close as you can get to actual boxing without actually boxing. One of the other ones that's on my list is Creed, but this is more, it's a little bit more cartoonized boxing. It's more like an arcade game. It's still a lot of fun. It's very intense on the exercise scale, but this would be my pick for the most intense on the exercise scale. This is $10 if I remember right, and it's very, very excellent. You go up a variety of, or up against a variety of opponents, starting from a really weak sparring partner, going all the way up to a really hugely intense match. And it starts you off with like one 1 minute round, and then it goes up to two 1 minute rounds, and it progresses you until you are in a full 12 round, 5 minutes per round fight. And it has got a training area where you have a training dummy, you have a speed bag, you have a heavy bag, etc. So it's very well done. It's loads of fun, and it really gets the calories burned. Next we have Pista Wit, a very, very enjoyable app. And as a lot of people have said, it makes you feel like John Wick. So it's a rhythm game that involves a lot of ducking and dodging. A lot of people, after they first played this game, complain of their legs hurting because they thought it was less intense than it was, and they went for like an hour and a half. And it involves a lot of ducking and dodging left and right, and it's a unique title in the fitness genre, or in the rhythm game title genre, because it's a rhythm game, but there's not a set beat that you have to hit. You can make a shot on any beat that you want, as long as it's on the beat, and you get points for being on beat. So you can kind of create your own beats, your own rhythms with it, which is unique. Beat Saber doesn't do that. Synth Riders doesn't do that. But Pista Whip does that. So, those are my probably top choices, but we've also got Racket NX, Racket Fury. This is kind of like racquetball meets breakout. Racket NX is. It's a very intense game. I've had people say, "Oh, I need to ice my shoulder after playing that. I need to ice my elbow." So, and Racket Fury is a ping pong game. It's table tennis, so it's basically the equivalent to ping pong in the activity level. So it's not as intense as Racket NX or The Fight, Box VR. It's not as intense as those, but it's still a decent workout. And we have Sports Scramble as well, which is the last one I was going to mention. It's a very fun sports game where you end up mashing together different sports. So you might be playing baseball but using a golf club. You might be playing the tennis and using a baseball bat or using a golf ball. So it's kind of wild and wacky, but it's equivalent to tennis as well on the fitness scale. So there you have it. Those are my probably top choices for that category. There's only one choice that I have for the next category I was going to announce, which would be a fitness or a health tracking. Because if you're doing all this the fitness stuff, you probably want to get an idea of how many calories you are burning. So, hang on 1 second here. How are you going to do that? Well, I will tell you how. If you use SideQuest, you can install Your Fit, YUR-Fit. This adds a health and fitness tracker to all Oculus Quest experiences and games. It will be listed under the TV. It's really easy to install. It's got a detailed installation instructions right there. And to see what it looks like while you are doing it, it's got a progress thing here for you to see how you're doing. And if you can see right there, you have an overlay. Let's go back just a little bit. There we go. You have an overlay that shows the current app you are in and how many calories you are burning. And you can pull that up anytime you want and check it out, or you can just periodically check under Oculus TV and track your progress. And it's got leaderboards also. So that covers my health tracking category. Now more mental health, like meditation, relaxation, and de-stressing, which is very important and is another top resolution category. Is I need to learn how to take things easier. I need to learn how to de-stress. These apps can also be used as part of your progress in say quitting smoking, or in quitting any other bad habit, because a lot of those bad habits are brought about by stress, and these apps help you de-stress. So the apps I would recommend for that, one of them I already mentioned, that is Guided Tai Chi. I'm not going to show that one again, but some of the other apps, I want to get them pulled up on the store here. I'm doing this live while I'm recording, so bear with me. We have an app that I tried out fairly recently called Trip. which is a very fun app, and I'll show you that in just a second. We have Fuji, which is another relaxation app. And I'll pull up the other one. There we go. So, here we go. Here is Fuji. This has been out for a while. I have not bought it, as you can tell, because it still has a price. It's currently on sale, so if you want to get it, now's the chance, now's the time. Oh, also, before I forget, please remember to like and subscribe if you like this content and want to see more of it. Let me know by liking and to this video, sharing it, and consider subscribing. So, back to Fuji. This is a little bit hard to describe, but it's kind of like a gardening game. You are led through your adventure by that little dude there, I believe, if I remember right, and you are in a serene and mystical environment where you can water plants, find seeds, restore the garden and restore the color, and all the plants make sound and music and light shows, and it's a game, but it's also kind of like it's meditation at the same time. So if you want to de-stress, this would be a perfect game to de-stress with. And we have Trip, as I mentioned. Now this is a free app, but you only get access to one demo scene in it, and it doesn't track your progress. However, I looked at the pricing on the website, and the pricing seems to be reasonable. So if you decide you like this, it's a reasonable monthly cost for the full version. And what this app does is, well, as it says right there, it's a video game, meditation, happy pill, etc. You can use it with your Go. If you just recently got a Go, you can use it with the Quest. You can use it with the Gear VR, Rift, pretty much any headset out there. And is full of environments like this. It's full of things that you have to do, like navigate through a area with your gaze. It helps teach you mindfulness. It tracks your mood. It asks you at the beginning what your mood is, and you have a bunch of options. You can choose any combination, like, well, I'm feeling a little bit anxious but also calm and relaxed, and it'll calculate a score for you, which is based on that. And then at the end of your session, it asks you again, and it lets you know how much it had changed. And with the subscription version, you get access to a new experience on a daily basis, a new audio experience, at least on a daily basis, and it actually tracks you, and it records your progress from when you first started using it until now, no matter how many days it is. So this is one I would recommend also. Another one that has good reviews for this sort of thing is called Nature Tracks. It's one that I have not purchased, but it's you can just go into simulated nature environments, discover over 20 different animals, command the weather, take control of the night, shape your own world, and it's a relaxing app. Experience a world of relaxation. So it's another app that can help you relax and de-stress at the end of the day. which is important in today's busy and overstressed world. So this is another one that I would recommend. And the last one that I would recommend is here in SideQuest, and it is called Enhance. This is a VR brain training app. I know the jury is still out on whether brain training really works or not, but this is another thing you can add to your regimen. It is free, for now at least, and it includes such things as a memory wall, the racked game. The memory wall trains the working memory and spatial recall skills. You have to. It's kind of like Simon. You have to remember how many squares light up and which ones they are, and you have to select them in your and as you go on, it gives you more and more to remember until you reach a limit, and then you do it again the next day, and maybe you get one stage further. There we go. That was a set it right there. 8 tiles, 9 tiles, and this is the React one. It's kind of like a rhythm game, but you have to hit them and to make them to bounce into the right side based on what they are, and that switches every now and then. Hide and seek uses your auditory spatial recognition to be able to locate the hiding robot based only on the sound. That one was very difficult for me because I am hard of hearing, and my directional hearing, frankly, sucks. So that one was really hard for me. But for people with normal hearing, and even for me, this could possibly train me to be better at directional hearing. And they are working on more games to improve other areas such as balance, to train your motor control, and charge, designed to help you improve your attention. And as you saw in the video, and it says right here, tracking your progress, checking your brain's abilities on helpful charts. So those are what I would recommend for mental health. Now, we have another category, productivity. There's really only one in there right now that I would recommend, and that would be virtual desktop. That is not a free app, unfortunately. It's a little bit on the pricey side, but it works. And what it does is it lets you access your desktop virtually. And this also, if you have a fast enough Wi-Fi and a VR-ready computer, this will let you use your computer and your Quest headset like it's a Rift headset, but only if you go with the SideQuest version of a virtual desktop. However, you will need to purchase it on the Quest store, and then go to the SideQuest, then get it there and use that version. And that way, it is able to detect that you have purchased it and give you full access, and it lets you use Steam VR on your desktop. And as you can see here, it lets you switch between monitors, resize your screen. You can be in a number of different environments. And one of the advantages of using virtual desktop is it eliminates distractions. Because I think we have all had the experience of trying to work and shiny. Well, if you are literally in a place where you cannot see any shinies, you're going to ignore them much more easily. So, that is one of the best productivity apps right now. You can remote in. So, let's say you have a snow day, but you still need to get work done at the office. If you have the virtual desktop streamer app set up on your work computer, if your work allows it, obviously. Not every place will allow a remote connection in like that, I know. However, if it does, then you can be at home, put on your Quest, connect to that computer in your office, and you can continue working even though you are at home. So it's a very useful productivity tool. Only 2 categories left. Bear with me, we are almost done. So we have creativity tools that I want to go over as well. We have I think that they've got a built-in category here on the Quest store page, so I'm gonna try to pull that up. Yep, here we go. So let's make sure. Yep, okay. So creativity tools, some of which could have been in the productivity category, but I chose to put them in the creativity. The one that could really probably be put in the productivity category is Gravity Sketch. So let's talk about that first. This is currently being used, I think technically in a prototype version, by Ford to help them design cars. And according to Michael Smith, a design engineer who is now an analyst, or an analyst, evangelist for them, this takes the design process from months to days. So, this is, as it says here, is an intuitive sketching experience that gives you extensive access to tools for creative exploration. And it had a big, huge update recently that enabled what's called Subdivision Modeling, where you can it brings it on par with a lot of the desktop modeling softwares. And this is a pricey app. If I remember right, it was like $30. But it is so powerful and so versatile that it is worth it. So, creativity, that will help spark creativity. One thing that I personally am in love with, if you have been following me on my channel or on my personal Twitter at all, you can see some of the stuff that I have done with it, is Tilt Brush. This is a immense creativity boost. It allows for within like seconds, building something like this, you know, or this only could have only taken like, I don't know, 20 minutes at most if you're working reasonably fast, but not even rushed, just working at a quick pace. This could be done in like 20 minutes flat. And you can create tiny things, you can create huge expansive environments. If you want truly stunning and beautiful examples of what you can do with this app, look up on Twitter VR Rosie. And just to take a look at the stuff she's done. It is incredible. She blows my stuff out of the water, that's for sure. But it is highly addictive. A lot of the brushes make sounds, which make it even more fun to work with. So, and we have Sculptra VR. This is not quite yet up on the professional level. I don't know if I believe the developer doesn't really intend to take it to the professional level. He just wants to leave it at the fun level, which there's nothing wrong with that. But it also is a fairly powerful piece of software. It's entirely sculpting. You add, you take away, you can smooth, you can add color, you have access to a shiny material, a clay material, etc. You can blow stuff up with the rocket. You can make areas and then go explore them in a climbing parkour way. You can create highly detailed models, as you saw there with the dragon head. You can hang glide through your creation. And this, unlike the other two, is multiplayer. You can begin with up to 3 other people sculpting in the same world at the same time, interacting with each other, talking with each other. You can be working on the big castle outside while they're working on the small details of the rooms in the castle on the inside. So I have seen some amazing stuff done with that. So I would highly recommend that as well. And the last one I was going to mention is King Spray. This technically is a graffiti app, but it's a graffiti that does absolutely no damage to any real buildings anywhere. You will not get arrested for doing graffiti with this app. And it can be fun to play with. I watched a couple videos from real graffiti artists talking about using this app, and they said, yeah, it's pretty much just like doing graffiti in the real world. It's very realistic. And this also is a multiplayer app. You can go in with other people and do a collaborative graffiti sculpture. You can view what other people have made. You can share what you have made, and there are several different environments that you can use as the backdrop for your painting. So, that's that for the creativity category. Now for the last category. And again, just a quick reminder, if you like what you are seeing, if you like what you are hearing, please remember to like and consider subscribing so you can be notified when you click that bell of more content like this. In the educational category, which is the last category that I'm going to be talking about that can help you with your resolutions, because, hey, let's face it, people want to resolve to be more creative. They want to resolve to try something new. They resolve to learn new things. And there have been studies that show that learning in VR is sometimes in ways more effective than learning not in VR, as it were. So, let me get my other screen set up here so I can run through the apps real quick. And give me 1 second here. Helps if I don't do typos in this. Alright, so let's go. So, what better way to learn than with other people, right? Allspace is a social app that is focused, unlike VR Chat and Rec Room, which are also great social apps. This kind of has a focus on, as it says right here, attending live shows, meetups, and cool classes. So, in Allspace, you can create an avatar and you can hang out at a campfire, talk with people. You can be in a room with up to 30 other people in most cases, and you can attend live celebrity shows are done in here periodically. You can attend meetups. You can attend workshops and classes given by other Altspace users, and there's always an event going on. Pretty much, almost any hour of the day, there is something going on. So there are lots of educational opportunities here that you can't get elsewhere. And then we have Apollo 11 for the Quest. This takes you through, starting with hearing and seeing snippets of the news broadcast about Apollo 11. And then you can experience being at the actual launch site, going in the rocket, going up in the rocket into space, and you learn a lot about the Apollo 11 historic flight. And it's an amazing app, and you learn a lot from it. You really do. And we have Titans of Space Plus. I had Titans of Space on the Gear VR and the Go, the original version. This is a much expanded version, and I have not bought it yet, but based on the original version, this is an incredible app. And some of the reviews have called this like a college course on the solar system. You can really get a sense of scale of the planets, how big they are in relation to each other. You can to basically explore the entire solar system and learn a lot of facts about a whole bunch of things. Like here, so all that was not in the original version, showing all the mirrors and whatnot on the moon. So, if you want to learn about the solar system and space, or if you know someone who is into that and they might want to borrow your Quest and learn about it, this is an excellent app for that purpose. And I can't let this go without talking about the Anne Frank House VR experience. If you are one of the probably very few people in the world who do not know who Anne Frank was, you need to check out this app. This is a recreation of the house that she and her family were hiding in during World War II. She was a 13-year-old Jewish girl who had to go into hiding to hide from the Nazis and not be sent to a concentration camp. For more than 2 years, her family and 4 other people lived in the quote-unquote secret annex of an old office building in Amsterdam. And this lets you be in that house, see just how cramped the quarters were. You get to read snippets of her famous The Diary of a Young Girl, and you get a really get a feeling for what it was like for them to be there and to be in hiding and to be constantly on the lookout for the Nazis coming by and potentially discovering them. Now, this is available on the Go and the Gear VR as well. However, with the Quest being a room scale device, you can actually walk around in the house and get even more immersed and even more feeling what it's like to be there. So, and yeah, it's an incredible experience, incredible moment in history captured in a truly unique and memorable way. So, those were all the categories that I had, and these aren't even all of the apps that fit each of the categories. These are just highlights that I thought were notable ones that you might like to try out, because any of these apps can, and I'm pointing over there on my other monitor where I've got my list. Any of the apps that I showed you today would help you with resolutions in each of those categories, and they are well worth exploring, and there will be new apps coming next year as well. One that is coming next year that would go in the fitness category is O-Shape. If you've been watching any VR videos and other podcasts and other channels and whatnot, you have probably heard of this. It's already out on the PC VR. It's not out on Quest yet, though it is going to be coming to the Quest next year. It is based on the Japanese game show A Hole in the Wall. So you are standing here, and you have to match the pose of the wall coming towards you, so that you get in and don't get hit in the face or whatever. And it adds things like you have to dodge left and right at certain points. There are certain walls where you have to punch to break the wall rather than match a pose. So it's another fitness game. It's another rhythm game because it's got music going on and the walls are timed with the music. It's another one to be looking forward to. And there are other more meditative and mental health oriented apps that are going to be coming in and out next year as well. I am sure there are more sports apps The more apps and games in every category that are going to be coming out next year. So if none of these strike your fancy, just wait until next year. There will be more. I guarantee it. So again, if you liked this video, please remember to actually click like down below and click subscribe, which is that way, I do believe, because we want to grow this channel and reach even more people to help them with their quest and help them to figure out which apps and games are worth their time, etc. So click like, click subscribe, click the notification bell next to the subscribe, and have a great new year.